Hi, my name is Carissa Davidson. I'll be talking to you guys about occupational therapy and how I think it correlates to being a very God-honoring vocation. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, 1 out of 5 children in the United States have some sort of mental disorder. That being said, this goes hand in hand with occupational therapy. Occupational therapy is defined as a form of therapy for those recuperating from a physical or mental illness that encourages rehabilitation through the performance of activities required in daily life. So I'll be talking about 3 major points today, and those will be the fact that there is a vast amount of special needs children that are arising. 2, the need for occupational therapy because of the fact that there's more special needs children. And 3, the fact that it is a God-honoring vocation. So let's begin with the first point. America's population has a vast amount of special needs children. The census in 2010 found that 5.2% of children that they surveyed had some sort of disability. The census also found that 3.8% of children in the metro area had some sort of cognitive difficulty, whereas 4.8% outside of the metro area also had a cognitive difficulty. The CDC found that 1.1% of the children they surveyed had autism and 0.2% had Tourette syndrome. This brings me to my second point. As America's special needs population grows, so does the nation's need for occupational therapists. The Bureau of Labor Statistics projected a growth of 29% between the years of 2012 and 2022 for the job occupational therapy. OT is a vital job, in my opinion, not only because we help the physical well-being of children, but we also help the psychological, the social, and the environmental factors. Lastly, the field of occupational therapy I found to be quite God-honoring, and you could exemplify God in many areas. First, Galatians 5:13 says, "Serve one another humbly in love." We're not only able to serve these children and help them, but we're also able to serve these parents. We're able to help their children, which then also helps the adults in the situation to relieve them from stress, to know that their kid is in good care. Ephesians 5:1 says, "Therefore be imitators of God." We know that God has great characteristics such as selflessness, and He's caring, He's patient, He's kind, He's all of these great things. And if we want to be imitators of Him, we too need to be these things. Occupational therapy is able to be, an occupational therapist is able to be selfless because it is a very time-consuming job. So we're constantly giving our time to these children who need us, whether it's days, weeks, months, or even years. Some of these children will go and see occupational therapists. Being caring enough to want to help these children is a great characteristic that God also obtains. And then lastly, being patient. These children are going to need a lot of time and work, and we need to take care of them and be patient with them and have faith in them and know that they're going to be able to succeed. And then my last verse that I chose is 1 Corinthians 16:14, and it says, "Let all that you do be done in love." If we're able to exemplify the love that God gives to us through this work, to these children, to these parents, I feel that we'll be able to be a light to them, and hopefully one day we could lead people to Christ through this. In conclusion, as I spoke earlier, the American population of children with special needs is rising, as is the need for occupational therapists. In this particular job, we are able to be an example of God's love while simultaneously honoring Him. Thank you guys for your time.